There is a robbery style that took inspiration from action movies.
Nobody fucking move! Fucking move, I'll show you fucking inside.
It even inspired the 9/11 incident where a plane rammed straight into World Trade Center to steal money, but we will discuss this later in the video. But first, please subscribe to our channel and hit like. It helps us get you new content. Let's talk about this robbery style first, the ram raid robbery, where the robbers and thieves ram their cars into retail shops, take all they can in their bags without any hostages, and run away in the same car. This sounds like a complicated way to rob a shop, but it happens in only 1 to 5 minutes. The car hits the shop, the robbers come out to fill their bags, they return to the car and drive away. This crime tactic was causing trouble for so many businesses and shop owners. Shops that are in the corners and have glass walls are the best targets for these kinds of robberies. The robbers use heavy cars and trucks because the goal is to break into the shop. And although it is hard to pinpoint the precise origin of these robberies, the first early documented incident took place in Australia in 1990s. The shop owner of a jewelry shop was having a peaceful day when suddenly a car crashed into his shop. According to him, he thought that it was a simple accident that happened because of the driver's carelessness. But before he could do anything, masked robbers came out of the car and started filling their bags with jewelry. Now, the shop owner was terrified because these were robbers and there was a high chance that they would take him hostage at gunpoint. Yet, to his absolute amazement, the robbers did no such thing. They took all the jewelry that they could and got inside their car to speed away. It left the shop owner baffled. He reported the case to the police and everyone was equally confused. Afterwards, incidents of ram raid robbery became popular, especially in the UK and Australia. This style of robbery is dramatic, the reward is high, and it is so much easier than taking hostages at gunpoint. Besides, minimal security of stores also made them an easy target. The popularity picked up so badly that it became a concern for the UK businesses. No shop was safe from ram raid. Anytime, a car could come crashing into the shop and steal all the goods. Another reason that this robbery style became so popular is because the cars got more accessible with time. Because many robbers had cars now. They made use of these and robbed the stores with next to nothing security. Any retail shop that was in a vulnerable location was the target of these ram raids. Some stores were even ram-robbed twice to thrice a year, and as more and more criminals realized that it is much simpler and effective to use their cars as battering rams for robbery, instead of trying to bypass traditional security measures like locks and alarms, the numbers of ram raids kept increasing as well. Moreover, this method of robbery gained popularity not only because of the simplicity, but because it was also thrilling. Most people, teenagers even, started on this robbery style because it made them feel like a part of action films. Well, you can say that it became a sort of a trend for criminals. Everyone with a shady background wanted to feel the thrill of doing a ram raid robbery. So, how did this trend stop? What did the government officials do to keep it under control? The solution of ram raid robberies came from engineers. They started to design buildings with a structure that was strong. They added barriers in the design that made it difficult for the robbers to ram raid shops. The main idea was to create the shop from materials that could withstand that ram raid, the impact of a car or truck. You will see that many shops today have bollards. There are strong, vertical posts that you install in front of a store at regular intervals. These are most effective when you install them in front of the shop entrances and perimeters. These posts are only effective if they are made from steel or concrete. The design absorbs the impact of a vehicle and prevents it from destroying, ramming the shop. Moreover, the shutter and door manufacturing companies have also upgraded their regular models and made them strong and durable. They have reinforced these with heavy-duty materials and designs that easily resist the forceful impacts of the cars and trucks. Most shops also started using rougher materials for building facades, especially around entry points. These materials, including reinforced glass and stronger alloys, reduce the likelihood of successful ram raids. But because this change did not happen overnight, the ram raid robberies did not stop overnight either. It was a gradual decrease from 100% to 60% and now close to somewhat 7 or 8%. But where does 9/11 come in? On September 11, 2001, the biggest attempt of ram robbery happened. By 2001, most of the shops were durable enough to withstand the impact of a car. But could they withstand the impact of an airplane? To find the answer to this question, some Taliban hijacked an airplane and started looking for shops to ram raid. Except no shop was big enough to fit a plane. So, they decided to use the World Trade Center as their target instead. Besides, the real money must be in the World Trade Center, right? They readied their bags and turned the airplane towards the North Tower of the World Trade Center. As planned, the airplane hit the tower and the Taliban went out to take all the money. Except, there was a tiny problem in this plan. They did not hit the right floors. The floors where they rammed the airplane had no money on it, and it would take so much longer to walk down floors. They could take the lift, but it was not thrilling enough. So the Taliban had their backup plan and called the rest of the team to ram into the South Tower. This time, they took great care to hit the right floors. After all, the main purpose of the ram raid robbery is to get the money and leave. How could they leave if they don't get the money or rob the place? The United Airlines Flight 175, under Taliban control, crashed into the South Tower. This time, the floor was right, but again, there was a bit of a miscalculation. The Taliban realized that they could not reverse the gear of the airplane. And why, you may ask? Because they had not flown an airplane before. They did not know that there were no reverse gears in them. Now, they had the money they wanted, but there was no way for them to get away. So they called their Team Z and told the team to make sure they hit the building at an angle where they don't have to rely on reverse gear. The plan was simple: hit the building, take the money, and run away as fast as possible. But because the Taliban had no brain, they could not even manage to do this simple task. It makes you question how they even got the plane in the first place. Anyhow, now Team C of Taliban was in charge of the ram raid robbery. They took American Airlines Flight 77 and crashed it right into the Pentagon of World Trade Center. The angle was perfect, but the Taliban were disappointed because the money in the Pentagon was not enough. In fact, their plane was far more expensive than all the riches in the Pentagon. So, tired of failing 3 times now, the Taliban decided to give up their attempt at ram raid robbery. They left all the money in the airplane in the building, their failed attempt at ram raid robbery, and ran away on foot. And they must have informed the rest of the Taliban because no other attempt at ram raid robbery with an airplane has been made again. And you should know that there are some people who are unaware of all this. According to them, the Taliban wanted to terrorize the Americans. However, in reality, they were just trying to rob the World Trade Center. What's more, some people are so far gone that they think it was the government's inside job, crashing the planes in the World Trade Center. Like, where do you get wild ideas like this from? From the clues and traces, proper investigation, it is clear that 9/11 was the biggest attempt at ram raid robbery. And if the Taliban were competent and capable, they would have succeeded as well. But who knows, one of these days they might try again. After all, people learn from their mistakes, don't they? So, it stands to reason that the Taliban should learn from their mistakes as well. For instance, they should try doing this with a helicopter instead of an airplane next time. Or first, maybe train themselves with cars while robbing small banks. Because, practice makes a man perfect, huh? The Taliban should know this better.